Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my top 10 best movies of 2018. We are finally at the end of 2018, and it has been quite the year in film. If you've watched my worst list, you'll see I had quite a few films that I thought were pretty bad. However, I would still say it's a pretty strong year in film. I easily could have done a top 20 best list with honorable mentions to boot. But I'm sticking with the tried and true and my personal tradition, staying with 10, and then we'll just have a whole lot of honorable mentions. So before we get into the countdown, the list, this is just my personal top 10 best movies of the year. These are the films that stuck with me, that resonated with me the most. They're not the most critically acclaimed, they're not the quote unquote best made films of the year, even under my own perspective. They're just the best films for me. And since the effects of film are all subjective, I definitely look forward to hearing all of your favorite films of the year as well. We can discuss all of the awesome varying opinions in a nice manner in the comments below. So without further ado, let's jump into the countdown, starting off with number 10. Far and away my favorite film from director Yorgos Lanthimos. I think The Favorite was wonderful. It's all anchored by three amazing performances from our leading ladies in Olivia Colman, Rachel Weisz, and Emma Stone. They all just give top-notch, amazing performances. But the writing in this film is so quick, so sharp tongued. It's this wonderful satire on the class system in general, the monarchy, on films such as this. But it's so funny, it's so wicked, sarcastic, amazing. The costumes are amazing, the set designs are amazing. And I absolutely loved the ending of this film. So, The Favorite made its way in at number 10. Roma definitely wins the award for most beautiful film I saw in 2018. This film is moving art. It is so gorgeous. Director Alfonso Cuarón does an amazing job with this film. No matter how unsavory the subject we're looking at might be, is art. It's beautiful. They all could be framed. The cinematography is out of this world with this film. And then we have this really personal, small, intimate, powerful story that centers around a wonderful performance from Yalitza Aparicio that is just stunning to behold. She brings this beautiful character to life expertly well. And this story ranges from small, wonderful moments, just getting to know this woman and this family, to bigger, devastating moments. It really winds up and hits you in those feels. The birth scene and that beach scene both just broke my heart. It's a bit of a slow burn. It takes its time to methodically invite you into this woman's life, and it just worked on nearly every single level for me. I loved Roma. This is a film that centers around amazing performances from both Melissa McCarthy and Richard E. Grant. They give two of the best acting performances in film for 2018. And it also relies heavily on a razor sharp, witty, wonderful script. Can You Ever Forgive Me is powerful drama mixed with a wickedly fun, sarcastic sense of humor, all centering around this wonderfully developed, layered anti-hero of an actual woman, Lee Israel. It's a gorgeous film to look at. The emotions all ring true. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you get all of those emotions. I wish more people would be giving this one a chance, clearly, because it's my number 8 favorite film of the year. This one was a bit divisive, but I, for one, happened to love Bad Times at the El Royale. This story had me fully engrossed from the very first shot, all the way through. While others had some pacing problems or thought this ripped off of Tarantino too much, I had neither of those. I think the third act is full of tension. It gives us some amazing performance work, speech work, script work, the acting, top to bottom. Every single one of our main characters is amazing. Cynthia Erivo is so good as Darlene Sweet in this movie. Chris Hemsworth, out of this world. Jeff Bridges is the best I've seen him in so long. Dakota Johnson. Literally every actor came to play here. I felt that the script was really tight. It was really strong. The mystery unfolded in such an entertaining, fascinating way. The music was amazing. The singing was amazing. Cinematography was beautiful. It was just shot in such a fantastic way. For me, it did have many elements of Tarantino, but it stripped away a lot of the not so savory elements of a Tarantino film to deliver this straightforward, great thriller. What a year for animation it has been. And guess what? Ralph Breaks the Internet was only my second favorite animated film of the year, but my sixth favorite movie overall. I loved this Disney sequel. The animation is stunning, and what they're able to accomplish with the different animation styles as we enter the web is beautiful. And the world building, oh, the world building is out of this world. It's so good and inventive. It's smartly written. We have the Disney princesses who are in here, just wonderful. Gal Gadot and the Slaughter Race game are fantastic. The way they use spam is so good. But most of all, it was the center relationship between Vanellope and Ralph and how they unfold a very sophisticated, well done message about friendship that seals the deal for me when it comes to Ralph Breaks the Internet. I don't think I've seen a film tackle friendship in this manner, and certainly not done to this degree. It is so good. There was very little that I honestly didn't just love about Ralph Breaks the Internet. I can't wait to see it again. It really just put a smile on my face. And while it broke my heart a little bit, it also really warms my heart and is certainly one of my favorite films to come out of the year. Spike Lee returns to amazing filmmaking with BlacKkKlansman. What a movie! First of all, what a wild true story we have on our hands here, but a really fascinating and important true story to tell now. Now, Spike Lee has never been one to be subtle in his filmmaking, but I think his touch was just what this film needed. The ending of this movie had my jaw just kind of on the floor. Honestly, I thought it was fantastic. I know some people might think it's heavy-handed. I thought it was just heavy enough. Acting in this film is so good. The script is amazing. Spike Lee's direction is so perfect, and he has his fingerprints all over this movie with the like tracking shot that we get through the hallway is wonderful. The close-ins on the faces amidst a black background was gorgeous. Of course, we have some really great comedy, both race-related and just straight-up comedy that works. Some discussions regarding race that are fantastic and need to be had. And the highlight here for me was definitely this wonderful scene of the KKK initiation with this beautiful speech about civil rights and oppression happening with the students of like the Black Student Union group, and the way that they're overlaid over each other to show the roots of each organization and how vastly different their origins are and what they're fighting for is. It was amazing. That was like the mind-blowing scene of the film for me. The whole movie's great. The music is great. I just love BlacKkKlansman. You know me, you knew this film was on the list somewhere. I adore Love, Simon. Nick Robinson has fully redeemed himself from a terrible performance and role in Jurassic World at this point. He was amazing as Simon Spear in this film, as were all of these young actors. Alexandra Shipp, you've redeemed yourself as well from that Aaliyah. What a wonderful story. First of all, we finally have a mainstream, bigger budget LGBTQ themed film, which is amazing. And then the fact that it is a coming of age story of old for teenagers that centers around an LGBTQ theme is even better. For me, this is the best coming of age story for the decade. It really harkened back to the great coming of age teenage films of the 80s. The soundtrack was amazing, the acting was amazing. I thought the script was really well done. It looked beautiful. It was really funny, really heartwarming, had some really heartbreaking moments as well. Really cared about Simon and what happened to him. There it is. I even enjoyed the love story and the mystery behind that. I know, right? But the Ferris wheel at the end was beautiful, and then of course his speeches where he sits down and talks to, or untangles lights and talks to his parents. Oh, it was great stuff. I adore Love Simon. I enjoy it just as much each time I watch it, and it's definitely one of my top films of the year. The cultural phenomenon definitely hit me good. I adore Black Panther. I thought this movie was absolutely fantastic. First of all, the acting was great across the board. Chadwick Boseman makes an amazing T'Challa, and I thought he was so good in this film. Of course, I loved Denai Guerrera's Okoye. She stole the scene she was in. She was wonderful. Lupita Nyong'o getting to be in a big budget superhero film, awesome, and she was great as Nikita. Letitia Wright, scene stealer as well. Obviously, every time Shuri was on screen, Daniel Kaluuya was in here, also really good. But of course, we have to talk about Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. What an amazing job from Michael B. Jordan. Oh my gosh, and what an amazing, well developed, well reasoned character. This wasn't even just a case of the villain thinks that he's 100% right. This is a case of the audience is pretty in the middle there, thinking maybe you don't need to be so aggressive, but Killmonger's not wrong, that's for sure. And to have the villain be that well reasoned, that well developed, is a feat in and of itself. Undeniably one of the top 5 best MCU villains, and I would say one of the best villains in comic book film history. And then we get Ryan Coogler's direction that is stunning. From the beautiful big shots of us entering Wakanda for the first time, to the amazing one take in that casino fight, to the beautiful visuals, the amazing score, the bomb soundtrack. We get the fun fight sequences, we get the stronger character development. Black Panther just has everything I was hoping for. And then it set it into this really authentic setting, something completely different than any of the metropolises we had received in the MCU to date, really any of the settings we've received in comic book films to date. Wakanda was a beautiful cultural love letter to Africa, to African American cultures, to Black cultures around the world, and I thought it was just handled impeccably well. And that's why Black Panther makes it all the way up to my top 3. I'm in love. I am obsessed right now with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This film is nearly perfect. As an animation fan myself, the animation of this movie took my breath away. I knew it was going to be really good when I saw the trailers, but I didn't expect it to be this good. Oh my gosh. The different animation styles blended into this one film in one single scene. We have the comic book style, the anime style, really cartoony style, the noir, a culmination of all of these brought into one. And the general style of the film is already beautiful and gorgeous in and of itself. The way that they just brought comic books to life on screen was absolutely mind-blowing. Hopefully this film does serve as the game changer It should be, because this was revolutionary when it comes to the field of animation. But more than that, the story, the characters, the writing, all of that is amazing in this movie. Miles Morales is such a wonderful lead protagonist that earns everything he's given in this film, and his relationship to all of these other people is so fantastic. From Peter Parker to his uncle to his father, and that beautifully heartbreaking sequence with his father giving that speech outside of his door. When he succeeds, you're cheering. When things aren't going so right, or when his loved ones die, you're feeling the heartache and pain. You're laughing when he's interacting with all these other amazing spider folk. And you said all of that over this amazing soundtrack, and the film is just amazing. I mean, it is really something special. Before I unveil my pick for the best film of 2018, I have quite a few honorable mentions to get through. Beast was this psychological horror thriller that took me for a complete ride with great performances, completely unexpected. I thought it was really fantastic. Avengers Infinity War lived up to the hype and the scale that I had hoped it would heading into the year. Thor was the standout for me. Thanos was another great villain. The action was amazing. The visuals were beautiful. And it had me pumped for Endgame. Ben is Back was a last minute see for me in the theaters right before ending the year. And I actually really loved this film that dealt with family drama and drug addiction in such beautiful ways while developing this thriller of a story that had a really focused through line. Add to that amazing performances from both Julia Roberts in particular, but also Lucas Hedges, and it was definitely one of my favorites of the year. Mission Impossible Fallout was pure adrenaline, amazing action. Of course, the action is stunning, the cinematography is amazing, the score is wonderful. Now, this is how you do pure action. The Hate U Give tackled race issues in an accessible way for all ages and did it in such a wonderful way. With fantastic performances, a great adapted screenplay, The Hate U Give was one that definitely stayed with me long after I had seen it in the theaters. Widows proved Steve McQueen is still amazing and one of the most underrated directors in the game right now, with amazing performances from the likes of Viola Davis and Elizabeth Debicki, Daniel Kaluuya, and Colin Farrell. This heist thriller delivered for me in nearly every category. A Quiet Place backed up the original awesome premise with the thrills, the scares, the everything. I thought this was a really fun horror film. Paddington 2 provided the heartwarming charm we had come to know from the first film and delivered through with some really impactful, wonderful messaging and great voice work from Ben Whishaw as Paddington and Hugh Grant as our wonderful villain. Incredibles 2 proved to be worth the wait with some amazing animation, wonderful sequences including Jack Jack vs. Raccoon, plus great development with both Mr. and Mrs. Incredible in their respective fields for the film. This was a great Pixar sequel. The Writer was an indie that really stuck with me throughout the entirety of the rest of the year, with beautiful direction, wonderful acting from non-professional actors, and a really impactful, relatable story. This is one to check out if you've yet to see it. Hereditary provided all of the creep-out atmosphere I was hoping for heading into the film, with some truly disturbing imagery and amazing tension throughout the entire film, and in a wonderful performance from both Toni Collette and Alex Wolff. This was one of the best horror films to come out of the year. And finally, my honorary number 11 is Annihilation. I adored this film. Natalie Portman and cast all give wonderful performances. The visuals are absolutely stunning. The score is fantastic. The Death Bear was one of the craziest things I saw in cinemas for 2018. Plus, some really deep messaging about fearing from within that worked on every level for me. I thought this was a fantastic sci-fi thriller. So finally, what beat out all of these films to be my pick for the best of 2018? This was a truly special, entirely impactful and nearly perfect film in my book. Blindspotting tackled race issues that plenty of other films, even on this countdown, tackled really well, but none of them could match the intensity, the veracity, the intelligence that Blindspotting brought to the table. Our two lead performances are amazing. The direction in this film is innovative, it's fresh, it's impactful. The script on this movie is out of this world, and I don't know why it's not in more conversations for original script. There are so many scenes in this film that could be used to teach a class, honestly, including that final rap scene. I stopped breathing. It was so intense and impactful. The really fantastic messaging behind skin tone versus culture and what it means to be black, and then putting you into the feeling, like giving you a little slice of pie of what it feels like to live as a black person in America, was done so well. Plus, it's entertaining. It's fun to watch. It's funny. It's thrilling. It will have you on the edge of your seat. It will help open eyes, teach lessons. It really hits every single box I'm looking for in a great film. And that is why Blindspotting is my best film of 2018. So that is my list. Those are my 10 best films of the year. What did you think of my list? What do you think of the films I included here? But more importantly, what were your favorite films of 2018? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!